Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Michael Grass. This is the Grassroots 304 podcast, episode number 56. And tonight, my special guests are the guys out of Asheville, North Carolina. It's Tommy Salami and the Bistro Boys. Oh, actually, I messed up. It's Hustle Soul. Oh. Hey, welcome to the shot, guys. Yeah, they were here earlier.
Tommy Pastrami, dude.
Tommy Pastrami,
yeah. Keep an eye out for them.
Yeah, well, they sounded good earlier. That's when they were on stage, before you guys came out. Yeah.
Good looking dudes.
Right. You guys, tell me about the band. How long you been playing together? How'd you form?
Hustle Souls as a band name has existed for a long time, many years. Reed's the newest member, and he's been with us since this is first time at Live at the Shop, so less than a year.
Okay.
John's been with us the longest, I think, of everyone, and I don't know how long. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's probably like 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, something now.
Pre-COVID.
Okay.
Kevin, our drummer, joined the band before COVID, and we've had our lineup changes, as most projects do.
Sure.
But Hustle Soul's been together for a while.
Okay. With the changes, has it been, I guess, easy for the new guys coming on to kind of get the feel of the band and the sound of the band?
Of course.
Yeah.
No, I have no clue. I'm not one of those guys. Here you go.
Yes.
I say, like, some guys that are coming in new, they'll say, like, oh, well, it's, like, kind of difficult to, catch up on some of their songs, or usually, they don't get into the band because they suck, because, the guys that see them, they're like, hey, I like what you got going on. But, yeah, sometimes it's mixed emotions, I suppose.
I really feel like I should not answer this question. I feel like...
So Spotify Wrapped just came out.
Yeah.
And I'm a top fan of Hustle Souls.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
I had to do a lot of homework.
Mm-hmm.
Top 0.5% over here. So just saying.
Just listen to all the music and trying to get down the sound.
Theoretically, I've made us 10 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not bad.
Right, yeah. It takes a lot of plays to get to that dime, though, doesn't it?
So Reed was the guitar player in a band called Shibutica, who our drummer was in a while ago. So we were looking for a guitar player, and
so you
Reed
stole him from the other band, just like you stole the drummer.
It's a long, but yes, it has been a long game.
Yeah.
But Reed's in the band, and but he was good friends and musical partners with our drummer from the past. So that's how we wound up here. So it's not like Reed was somebody that we knew about, and actually John, our bass player, and Reed and Kevin were playing a band, Jonathan Taylor and the Alterations, like a honky tonk band, and they were playing music together when we were looking for a guitar player. So. It all just it all works out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's on your website. It says you guys are described as a retro soul brass band with a funky Americana blues. So, who are some of your influences to come up with that?
Musically, I think we're I'm personally just a fan of American music in general, whether that be country music or New Orleans brass music. I play trumpet, so I've been to jazz.
You kind of got that vibe tonight. New
whole,
Orleans jazz, yeah.
Yeah, and soul music. We're the name Hustle Soul is a tribute to Muscle Shoals, Alabama, where it's a bit of a fusion of Southern Americana country culture with R&B, rhythm and blues that's coming out Detroit and LA, and we're kind of float in this space in there, and Southern music, soul music, and New Orleans brass music, and I like to write sad country songs. Is my favorite thing.
Yeah, why's that? Why not happy country songs?
It feels good. Why not? There's no happy country songs. That's why.
I suppose so. It's the things that hit the most with the listeners. It's I don't know, your girlfriend, your dog, your truck, the barn. Yeah,
we try to do a roller coaster, It's I don't want. I want people to feel happy after a Hustle Souls show, and I think most of the time they do. But I want it to be a deeply rooted happiness. I don't want it to be a superficial escapism. and I feel like part of that is diving into the deeper side of emotions and things. And it's like, I joke about sad songs, but it's like, hopefully our sad songs aren't that sad. It's like they're just real, and then hopefully you can confront reality and rise above it in a positive way. So
I see. There's some songs I heard earlier. They were a little bit more slowed down, and I wouldn't really call them sad songs, but they're meaningful, I suppose. That's what I got from it. There's passion in it. It's not it wasn't just like a sad feeling I got.
Yeah, I call it a weight. Like there's a little weight to ourselves sometimes, which I don't think is rare for bands, but I think it's rare for bands that also try to be pure jubilants. Like we try to be a jubilant band sometimes, where it's just like pure ecstasy and fun.
Right.
But then we try to put some weight in there, and it's hard to do. Honestly, it might be a bad idea, but that's what I want to do. So we try.
You think when it comes to like making a set list for the night that you'd play like I don't know, like 2 fast songs and 1 slow song, and then that, or it's just whatever's coming to mind, how you're feeling?
That'd be a good idea. We should write that down. Too fast and too slow. No,
that's what I do on the radio. I used to have a radio show.
We don't do set lists. So I think when you are the situations that we walk into most of the time, we have partially people that know us and like us or love us or came there on purpose, and we also have enough people there that we are trying to introduce ourselves to, where we don't know what's going to happen every time. And I think, so if Dashboard Confessional rents a club, you're going to walk in there expecting to cry. If Rebirth Brass Band rents a club, you're gonna walk in there expecting to dance your ass off. If Bass Nectar rents a club, you're gonna have a certain expectation.
Right.
We walk into places and we have to meet people where they are, and so because of that, we don't know, is this a Dashboard Confessional crowd? Is this a Grateful Dead crowd? Is this a
you gotta gauge your
Rebirth
crowd.
Brass? So we, are we the opening act and there's 10 people when we start and 100 people when we end? Are we headlining and there's 100 people when we start and 1 million people? Because that's what happens at our shows when we end. So we're just at a point where we don't know what's going to happen. So we try to play what feels appropriate. So like ideally without a set list, I'm playing the song that I want to hear as if I'm in the room, because it's like, I used to write set lists out, and I would spend half an hour writing it out very scientifically and meticulously, and we'd get in the room and be like, audible, and then the band would go crazy, but like, we're off the set list, throw this one here. Yeah. And so we just ditched it completely for the most part. Unless we're doing like a short festival set or something. Yeah. Yeah.
So I've asked other guys the same question, and it's it's hit and miss. Some of them say, well, we make a set list. Others say, no, we just do it on the fly because it's whatever comes to mind. And I guess that goes into gauging the crowd and like how they're feeling, sort of thing.
I mean, I would love to be able to walk into a room that is a vacuum, that is a empty space, and we get to fill it with what we want, and we get to tell the story that we want to tell. And sometimes we get to do that when we're in markets that we've played enough times. But for the most part, we're walking into a room that has a story already built into it with the people that showed up or didn't show up. And our job is to paint the mural on the wall that we're given. And there's literally no way to plan for that in my basement, writing a set list by myself. Yeah. Before I'm at a club that's 6 hours away, it's just it's not possible. And so I do think I see the point in set lists when you know what to expect. If we know there's going to be a sold out room, then we have control and we can do what we want to do. But we're it's a very interactive, intimate experience with House of Souls.
Well, I felt intimate tonight, and not just saying that because of the millions of people that were packed up out front. But the feel that you all brought with it and just the energy to it all, it was passionate. It was meaningful. There were times there were highs, there were times there were lows, there was funky parts in between. It's everything you want to hear in live music. So I think you guys are a good fit for here. I know it's not your first time playing here either, right?
Yeah, we Live at the Shop's been a lot of fun. So we've been here a couple times now, probably third time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think, but it's a great crew of people up here, and I think it is harder and harder to find interesting little pockets of people trying to break the mold and trying to rise above with what you can do on a Friday night. And,
yeah, definitely.
It's partially kind of sounds kind of cheesy talking about it, but like I really do think like trying to do something special and trying to say, hey, like music can be really impactful. I think we live in a really cynical society and culture where you get kind of made fun of for caring about stuff.
Sure.
And I think it's really beautiful when we find little pockets of people who are like, no, we enjoy this and it's worth our time. And maybe there's money to be had on one side of it or not, but it's not just purely function. It's part of it is just for some spirit,
Right.
And so Live at the Shop, like it's awesome out here.
And what's we care a lot about the live music and about getting great acts in here that aren't just necessarily like local or regional either, something that's different that people might necessarily have not heard before. And the other special thing about this is that it is specifically a music venue. Granted, we have a bar and you can get drinks and things like that, but people aren't coming in here just off the street necessarily, randomly walking in, which could be good for business. If we were downtown Charleston, you'd have that all night, and that's good for business in a sense. But the people that are actually coming here are specifically wanting to see the live music. They're not just coming to have a drink or to play the gambling machines in the back, or sit around sort of thing. No, not here. No gambling machines, but it's like the people that are coming here, they're coming here to see you guys and the other people that are performing. So that it's like their attention's there for you and not nothing else. So.
Well, that's what we drive for,
Yeah.
That it is shocking how rare it is to find a room and a space in the entire, the country, the East Coast, wherever we go.
Yeah.
There are places, but it's really rare to find a place where it's like, no, we came here to listen to music. And,
right.
It is it just is what it's not for better or worse, but right. I think there are less rooms for it. And I think there's large amphitheaters where you can go see big bands. But if you want to go see, the amount of regional talent, Tony Baloney and the Sandwich Boys, they're okay. But there's a lot of really good bands up and down the East Coast.
Yeah.
That are worthy of going to check out. And,
right. Just because they're not top 40 artists, on the billboards doesn't mean that they're not good. It's like you got to get out and see these because all those bands and those musicians at one time were, striving just like you guys. They were at the bottom and trying to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, but it's also top 40 music, there is some really great top 40 music, but also who's the top 40 cheeseburger,
Sure.
McDonald's, Wendy's, and my friend makes a way better cheeseburger.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's not necessarily marketable in the same, when the economics get involved, it takes a lot of work for them to make that cheeseburger. And so I'm not saying we are the best cheeseburger or better or not, but it's there's I like a little dive that makes their own cheeseburger.
Yeah. Right.
It doesn't need to be
a little mom and pop shop that puts a lot of love into it.
Yeah,
isn't
but it's
cutting
harder
corners.
to find. It's harder and harder to find.
Yeah, I feel like you see a lot of corporate venues that you play at more often than smaller ones like this.
Well, I think there's a huge gap that is forming, which is and I'm not the most educated on this, but I believe it seems like there's a gap from bar band, small local thing into just multi, 1,000-person, 3,000, 4,000-person theater.
Sure.
I think small clubs it is a hard business. It's always been a hard business, but I think it's getting harder. And I think that it's kind of like, Walmart. It's like the bigger Walmart gets and the more powerful Walmart gets, the less mom and pop shops exist.
Yeah.
Amazon and in the music industry, I think that there's a lot of opportunity to see large shows. But there's so many bands that can fill 100 to 500 person. Even 1,000-person room is a small room now. And it's I think that those rooms that business plan is getting harder and harder. So I keep supporting your small club.
Right.
Anybody under 1,000 people, like, get out there and go watch them.
Support small businesses, live music.
Yeah.
All that stuff that you should do anyways, right? Y'all got a new self-titled album that was just released, right? This year?
We did.
Yeah, where'd you record that at?
We did a couple different studios. Eric Mixerman Seraphin was our producer on it, and we did like the bulk of the tracking at 2 different studios: Drop a Sun in Asheville and then Purple Ridge in Asheville, and then we did the rest of the follow-up at his house.
Okay.
He's got a great mixing room in his basement that's like a real pure sound, and so Drop a Sun, Purple Ridge, and it was great.
Did it take a long time to put that together since you went to 3 different locations to record?
I would say it took somewhere between 1 and 10,000 times longer than I thought it would.
Yeah.
No, it's insane how much effort and time it takes to just record music and then to give it away for free. It's like it took a long time. And every time we've only ever done 2 albums that are full length.
Yeah.
Every time I do, I'm like, I'll never do this again. Like, it's just an impossible amount of time. Unless somebody gives you, $250,000 and says you don't have to work for the next 3 months, just make this album. But we're trying to fit the album in between gigs, between traveling on weekends, between hustling and working and making money, and it takes if I know how much time it takes, and I still, like, my friends put out albums and I don't listen to them, and I was messed up. Because if you know how hard we worked on it, you'd be like, I should at least try it.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I work hard on this podcast, and sometimes I don't always feel like it gets the views that it should, so I could understand that from an extent.
And I don't want to, like, it just is what it is. But I'm there's so much that you're competing against as a podcaster or as a musician. It's like,
definitely,
you put our music on Spotify, we are all of a sudden competing with Beethoven and the Grateful Dead and the Beatles and Beyonce and Charlie XCX. Like, it's not just like us versus like mid-tier, low-level East Coast
it's
bands.
Like you versus the top artists.
When you go in, it's like I can listen to the best music of all time. So it's like a huge honor if somebody chooses to listen to us, because they're listening to us over Elvis and Mozart and Miles Davis and Louis. Like, they chose to listen to us over because everybody can listen to everything. And so it's not regional anymore, and it's not, who's playing down the street. It's like, I can listen to the best music of all time right now.
Okay.
And so it's a big honor if somebody chooses us,
Yeah, definitely. And that's, even though the play time, or at least the amount that you earn from Spotify, hits on there. Is that the right word for it? Hits or listens, whatever, streams. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't really add up like it should. So it'd be great if there was another platform that artists could use that they got, compensated better for, their music and their time and their effort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Or I guess just like buy more merch at live shows and help support the artists that way.
I mean, at the end of the day, we don't see our online presence as anything other than marketing. Like, we don't. We make enough to continue our subscription to keep it up there, and like, it's alive. It's like, we have to drive around and play music and sell T-shirts. So that's
Come out to shows, buy T-shirts.
Come out to shows, buy T-shirts.
Help support the band. So that money goes directly back to you guys. It's not like there's a third party taking a percent out of it. And I mean, like, we don't take any percentage generally. I'm sure some venues might do that, but
most of the venues that we play don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I think higher level venues like bigger amphitheaters start to take percentages at a certain point.
But if you buy a shirt, it helps us a lot.
Sure,
For
yeah.
sure, 100%. It goes in the gas tank,
Right.
And
Helps you get to the next city, make
and
music
we get
happen.
to support good companies like BP and Exxon,
Right,
and
yeah.
Mobil, and important companies like that.
Sheets, yeah,
And
get that discount on your fuel with Sheets.
Wawa if we're lucky.
Yeah, Wawa if we head up north enough, yeah. But just proper companies like that that you can rely on, we give it all to them. So
Hey, maybe they'll sponsor you one day and keep putting that out there.
I'd be down for a sheet sponsorship. We could go a long way.
Yeah, Billy, you're
Put it on the side of the van.
Yeah.
yeah, you could do that.
Like straight NASCAR.
You can get the van wrapped with like different companies' logos.
We
on
are
there,
available
yeah.
for selling out. If anyone out there wants
Right.
to buy someone, we're available.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Billy, I was going to ask you, do you your last name is Litz. You have any relation to Logan Litz?
Nope.
You know who Litz the band is?
Nope.
You got to look them up. I think they're out of Maryland. I want to say Baltimore.
No,
but
those are my blood brothers. Those
Yeah?
are my
Really?
yeah. Austin and Logan. Yeah.
Legit, you're
Yeah.
blood brothers.
Legit. Those are my brothers.
So
We
what
grew
about
up.
Michael then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my brother.
Okay.
So you know him
We
good.
talked about
Yeah.
Mo. So I got a brother named Michael. I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm Michael too. Like,
So-
where's he at? And they're like, yeah, he's not playing.
So Michael and Logan are my older brothers. They're identical twins.
Okay.
Genetically, they're identical, but they are mirror image. So one's left-handed, one's right-handed.
Yeah,
Strange. I don't know science.
that's cool.
But Michael, they were the two of them plus my younger brother Austin were in a band called Litz, and then Michael left the band many years ago, and but Litz is out there, and
Okay.
my younger brother and older brother in that band.
That's cool.
So-
Now it's all come full circle now. They've been on that couch too, been on the podcast. So
Yeah, we got a lot of
Yeah.
love for Litz, man. Those are my.
I was gonna say, like,
those
no
are my
fucking
people.
way. Like, this guy doesn't know these. Like, nobody else has this last name.
It's a cool last name.
It
There
is.
are a couple people. There's an Appalachian, like North Carolinian family
Yeah.
with the last name Litz that we're not related to. One of them came out to one of my shows one time because she saw my name in the newspaper. It was like, my dad's name's Billy Litz, and I was like,
Sorry.
sorry, you're older than me. It
I'm
doesn't
your
even
dad.
work
yeah.
like that. But there's a patch of people in like North Carolina, but then I think pretty much everyone else on the East Coast with the last name Litz is
Just you guys.
probably my cousin. Yeah,
All right. What's that like originate from? What's your all's ancestry?
I was told
You guys
it
are
was.
white. You guys are white.
Yeah,
You're
we're pretty
yeah.
white, but I was told that we are Litzi, Litzi,
Uh-huh.
which is Italian, and it
Mhm.
was changed when we came.
Ellis Island.
Ellis Island
Yeah.
or whatever.
At
They
least-
changed it.
least
That's
they didn't
what
call
I was
you-
told. My dad took one of the DNA tests,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently he is more likely like Greek Mediterranean and possibly Jewish.
Okay.
And so, because I've been asked a lot, like my whole life, like, are you Jewish? And I always said no, it's Italian. They cut off the I, but I don't know if we were Jewish and there was like I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
it kind of got wiped away. Like
Right.
the whole family history got kind of wiped away when we came over to the States.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I got you.
we're
At least they
American
didn't
as
like call you
fuck.
Smith instead of Litz. They're just like, you're Smith instead. There you go.
yeah, Litz is slightly cooler.
Yeah, definitely
We have
cooler
a
than
Z.
Smith.
There's not a lot of Z's out
Right,
there.
yeah.
Definitely never learned how to smith. You just learned how to get lit.
There you go.
We do get lit.
You
That's-
could make a bumper sticker out of that and sell it. Yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
Don't get Smith. I don't know.
Get lit.
Yeah.
You guys are from Asheville, or you're from like around Asheville area?
I'm from Maryland.
From Orlando, Florida.
Cool.
It's not that cool. It's pretty hot down there.
It is hot, but I love Florida.
It's pretty terrible. It's cool. I mean, it's a cool spot. Lots of good food. Lots
Yeah.
of good music.
Lots of traffic.
Lots of traffic. Nonstop. Disney. Rode a alligator to school.
Yeah, nice.
Public sub.
Yeah, pub subs all day.
Yeah,
I ask people from Florida, what's your favorite pub sub? So you gotta tell me real quick.
I'm I'm a glutton. I'll eat that chicken tender sub all day.
There you go.
Buffalo style.
Right.
Get all the toppings.
Yeah.
Roast meal, onion. I like pickles a lot of pickles.
I like putting the bacon on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just like load it up. And pub subs. We don't have Publix in West Virginia, so I can only get it when I go to South Carolina to visit my mom, or if I go down to Florida for vacation. So
yeah, it's a special little treat. We have a couple that started encroaching into Asheville.
Yeah.
So every once in a while I'll drive by one. And
Yeah.
I'll be like,
Think about that chicken tender sub. I'm like, man, I'm missing out right now.
It's a good sub.
So, like, you guys are like based out of Asheville, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been based out of Asheville? Well, you guys just joined recently, but I guess it's not even how long have you been in Asheville.
I've been in Asheville for close to 10 years,
Mhm.
probably. Me and my lady.
Yeah, I've been there for a decade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 or 7 years for me. Or
Okay. So, full blown transplants.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're locals, original, OG.
Okay.
We don't wear
Yeah.
puffer jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're part of the problem,
Yeah. Okay.
not the solution.
Well, I hope there'd be a solution to it, not the problem.
Ah, I don't know.
Rent control.
Yeah.
I heard you talking earlier about Hurricane Helene and
Yeah.
how that impacted the community. What's your experience like?
It was humbling, for sure. It's been
a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare. It's been tragic. It's been like it's been a roller coaster. Like, I know for me, like, my wife's was like 8 months pregnant at the time. We just had a baby recently, and it was really kind of scary and really shocking. Of like, all of a sudden, all of the things you rely on for us were like wiped away. Just cell service and doctors' offices and
All right. Clean water,
clean
gasoline.
water or any water, gasoline, and like we had it really easy, like compared to other people. It's
Right.
like there's people that just lost everything.
Right. People that
And our
lived out in the sticks, out in the hollers and stuff that are, kind of isolated, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's rural areas where just roads just washed away, like nothing. But a lot of people out there are like I don't know. There's badass people out there
Right.
that are super resilient and
Yeah, you see a lot of
hardcore and fixed their own shit and built their own roads
Right.
back and are just badass people.
I saw a video of some guys from West Virginia that were coal miners that went down there and helped rebuild a road somewhere, and the government had said, "Oh, it's going to take months to do this," and they said, "Yeah, like fuck that, we'll get it done." They had it done in like a week or a few days or something like that.
People went immediately woke up and started just getting to work fixing
Right.
stuff, and I saw some of the most beautiful community people working and helping people that I've not the most, some of the most, like, it's by far the most and the most. Yeah, it was something I'm really grateful for, is seeing people come together and help each other in a way that I've never actually. I'd imagined it, and I was like, oh, this makes sense. People are helping, but like to really see it, like people stepped up and helped each other in
It's
a great
good.
way.
Yeah, the
but
communities come
like
together.
the amount of tragedy, like there was like, it's really bad in some places.
Yeah.
Like, people lost everything and
It's-
some people just straight up died.
Yeah, right. There's probably still people missing.
There are absolutely still people missing, and people that didn't die like are sitting on mortgages that they're just gonna go default on. I mean,
Right.
insurance isn't gonna cover it because there's no flood insurance. Like, there's a
Right,
lot of
yeah.
tragic situations. Like, a friend of like an old acquaintance of mine, I saw her Facebook post the other day, and it's like, I live, like, me and my husband and my teenage son, and we're like so grateful for our trailer, but basically they're just in, like, they don't have a house to sell to pay off the mortgage that they owe.
Yeah.
And they have to try to work to pay. It's really bad. Like, for some people, it's really bad. So,
Yeah, it was absolutely devastating to see everything on the news and just to witness the horror of it. And it's my heart goes out to you guys and everybody down there in North Carolina and Tennessee and Florida, all the communities impacted by it. It's terrible and absolutely crazy. We've had some pretty serious floods here in the past where communities not necessarily were wiped out, but people that lived in them, their homes by the rivers and stuff that were flooded and caved in and things like that. It's sad, and you never expect it. Like you said, it's people that wouldn't have flood insurance because the creek is like way down over here and it's never risen at all, sort of thing. Then your house isn't covered and you're foreclosing and you're like it's all bullshit. So sorry to bring down the vibes. Yeah,
it's real. It's part of it.
Have you noticed, like, is the government continue to help people, or has the resources dwindled over the weeks?
I was taking showers at the Red Cross, but I don't think that's actually a government.
Mm-hmm. Just like
y'all tried the different kinds of FEMA showers?
No.
I went to a lot of different FEMA showers, but I never went to a FEMA shower. But mine were Red Cross, and then Wells Fargo had a private shower. That was like the bougie one.
Yeah.
You get opinions on public showers.
Oh yeah, the Wells Fargo one was real bougie because there's only a couple of them, so not a lot of people knew about it. And I think the Wells Fargo bank paid for it. They had the nicest showers. I mean, we used like the Red Cross services, and I think. One, I don't think I'm qualified to say like what the response has been, but I know that there are people who are left hanging right now that are. I think the physical emergency of search and rescue. I think people did the best that they could at all times to just go search and rescue. And now it's coming down to lawyers and insurance companies and money and $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 mortgages and insurance companies. I think there's economically, I think there's businesses and workers and people that are good people that tried their best that are just in really shitty economic situations right now. And I don't know if anyone is willing or able. We don't have the infrastructure as a country. We're just not set up to help people in these situations. And I wish that we were, but I don't think we are.
Do you have any suggestions for local organizations down there that people could donate to? That's directly impacting people locally. That's not like the Red Cross or something that their money's going to get washed out in. No pun intended.
Yeah, I mean, Beloved is probably the one that I've seen a lot. Has done a lot of a large scale, but they're a locally based company, and they do work not just with the hurricane. They help out the unhoused, and they do a lot of work all year round, all the time.
They've got lots of aid for really vulnerable people in Asheville.
Okay, Beloved.
Yeah.
Beloved. Okay, yeah. Make sure you all check that out. Beloved.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, just a couple more questions here for you, then we'll wrap things up. Looking forward to 2025. What's in store for the band? Do you got any upcoming shows or big festivals that you'd like to announce?
When's this coming out?
Probably next week. Definitely next week.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I'm not. We're going to be playing some festivals in the region for this summer that I'm not supposed to announce this week.
Right.
But keep your eye out.
Okay. Where are you going to be playing at tomorrow?
So, my house.
Yeah.
By myself. No, we were on our way up to Shepherdstown, West Virginia for a theater show, but it didn't work out. So we're headed back home. I just had a baby 3 weeks ago, so
it's good to get back home.
I need to get home. We're really not playing much right now. We've got this show, and then we're doing a New Year's show, and then January we got a couple shows. Then we're heading down to Florida. Things are going to really pick up in January, February, into the spring, and then we are playing some regional festivals up in West Virginia area this summer, and we're talking to some people that I don't think we're it's Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
We're headlining Coachella.
Oh yeah, nice, yeah. Up at the very top, Hustle
Yeah,
So.
we're headlining Burning Man. We are, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let me be a +1 for Burning Man then.
Yeah,
I'll
you
come
got it.
sling some merch for you guys.
As
while
the
you're on
headliner,
stage.
we get a +10,000. So invite
Yeah,
9,000 of your
yeah.
closest friends, and we'll make it
We'll
happen.
pack it all out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They hook us up.
Yeah, I'll make sure all 9,000 of them buy merch too, so you're sold out.
Yeah, there you go.
Like you got in for free, but you got to pay.
The problem is you have to only eat sushi the whole week.
I could probably be okay with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kind of rough on the gut.
Drink some Pepto, you be all right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, we'll play, but you have to give us the most expensive
Sushi boats.
Yeah, sushi
yeah.
boats that you can find. And they said, sure, we want Hustle Souls there so bad.
Yeah.
As long as Tony Salami.
We're going to
Yeah.
ship sushi inland.
We're gonna bring the boys.
But no,
They
we I think 2025 is gonna be a lot of fun. We're touring. We're about to start recording in 1 week. We're gonna start recording, and we're planning
Recording what? A new album?
recording.
Recording something.
Our goal is to
Oh, hey.
track as much as possible, and hopefully start releasing music like a lot more consistently. Yeah. So we're not jumping into a full album right now, but we want to record a full album.
Okay.
No, I don't. It's hard to say. It's like we're gonna go track for 2 days and see what we can do, and we're gonna get music out in 2025. There will be something released, and hopefully it will be substantial.
Yeah, big things happening in 2025.
Yeah, I mean, headlining Coachella is like it's us and Megan Thee
it's
Stallion.
one of the biggest things,
so,
right?
Yeah, us and Megan Thee Stallion. So
Yeah, fuck yeah, guys. Hey, one last question for you. Tell me about these awesome T-shirts you're wearing.
mine's a goat.
Got gorillas over here.
Gorillas. Hey, you got stand up so the camera
I'm
can
a
see you.
bison.
The
All right,
bison.
we'll stand up.
Yeah,
Do some real modeling over here.
yeah. Show them off.
Still in frame.
Oh yeah, you're definitely still in frame. Now, like, is it potential that maybe your fans could buy these same shirts from you in the future, but it has your band logo on it?
Yeah. So basically, we thought animals were tight.
Yeah.
So we were like, we should wear those. No, we
We wore what was essentially painters' outfits.
we've been
We've been
stage clothes are tough because it's like you want to look like you give a shit, but you don't want to try too hard, and it's really hard to coordinate without like looking like a what's that like dance show for little kids?
I
That's
don't
on
know.
there?
I was thinking like the
Annie?
Jackson 5. So.
Yeah, the Jackson 5. Well, if I could look like the Jackson
Temptations.
5, I'd be great. Or the Temptations.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
but all that stuff costs like $3,000 per outfit, and we don't have the money for it. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Need to
I mean,
go, like,
if we
Men's
could go full
Warehouse.
rhinestone, like I
Yeah.
think we'd be a rhinestone band.
Yeah, I like that.
uh,
You'd really shine up on stage with all those rhinestones too.
Yeah, that.
My
But
hands are heavy.
yeah, but
It's like a 30-pound jacket.
we did a recording project. We got a cabin in the Smoky Mountains right before Hurricane Helene, and Austin Litz from the band Litz came down and recorded. He was doing the audio side of the recording. We had a videographer. We're going to be putting out some live videos pretty soon from that. But
Nice.
he had these sweet. My uncle passed away and passed on these badass like animal shirts. I'm like a big guy, so none of them fit me. So Austin got them all, and he was wearing some gecko or like. So he had some sweet like snakes on his shirt.
Yeah.
And I think our drummer Kevin like made a joke about like we should wear those on stage, and we dove in head
Yeah.
first.
Now it's not a joke.
It's not a joke. It's serious.
It's really happening. No, I dig it. They're like a 90s style, like a vintage 90s style look to them. The graphic tee with the big all over print on the front stuff too.
Yeah, we said the stuff you'd buy at the zoo.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
Yeah, we're not officially sponsored by themountain.com is who we got these from, and mine's a goat. And
Right.
yeah, that's a
They could.
hollermountain.com.
It's really hard to sell out.
Yeah, you could wrap your van with what's it called again?
The Mountain.
The Mountain. Okay.
.com.
There you go. Themountain.com.
Yeah,
Yeah, go check it out.
but they honestly have some dope animal shirts.
Yeah.
They're the ones. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna have to order me one now. Yeah, but I'm caught in between the goat and the Gorilla Gang over there.
There's a lot. Like I went on and I was like, all right, I'm gonna choose the one I like, and I started screenshotting the ones I liked, and I had like 40.
Yeah, you think they got a tiger one or like a leopard?
For
Yeah,
sure. They have some
okay.
sweet tigers.
Okay,
yeah.
I've got Bengals at home. I got like 4 Bengal cats, so that would definitely be fitting
Yeah,
for me.
get some tigers, man.
Yeah. Fuck. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Once you once you go
Glad
ahead.
we could get to the deep,
Yeah, right. Yeah, the most important
core
things
of what
this,
the
right.
band's about, which is tie-dye 1990s animal T-shirts.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you what you like on your hot dog, but I figured the T-shirts were more fitting. Here's another pun. There you go.
Yeah.
You like hot dogs?
Yeah, as long as they're made out of goats.
Yeah, goat dogs.
Goat meat.
Yeah, super lean.
Sorry, bro.
It's all good.
We're not gonna eat
Hey,
you.
why don't you go ahead and shout out your social medias where people can find your music at?
Hustle Souls, that's the name of the band. We're Instagram, Facebook. We got a couple TikToks where we're not good at that. We're on the YouTube. We're on everything. Hustle Souls, that's the band.
Yeah, Spotify, iTunes,
Spotify, we're everywhere.
Bandcamp, all that stuff.
We try to be available. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, awesome.
Gonna make an
bro.
OnlyFans joke, but it's not. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, subscribe and then you'll see if it's a joke or not.
Dude, those people might work.
Tommy Salami on OnlyFans.
Tommy Salami on OnlyFans.
Yeah, right.
You don't know how hard I work for this salamis.
Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate it. And sit down, take the time
We're
to
on
talk
the
with me.
podcast there.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you so much, man. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
Yeah, of course. And sit down. It's like 12. It's 12:42. I said we were going to
Is
keep
it
it
really?
short, and it's 42 minutes went by now. So yeah. How you like them apples? Thanks, guys.
Tommy Salami on OnlyFans, boys.
Yeah. Hey, if y'all like watching this, you can watch more episodes online. Just check out the Grassroots 304 podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. And make sure to check out Live at the Shop here at 1233 Ohio Avenue in Dunbar, West Virginia. And, of course, Hustle Souls. Check them out. Find them on social media, everywhere you find music at. And hopefully you get to come back and see you guys perform sometime.
Thank you so much, man.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Peace out. See ya.